What is happening, everyone? Great things have come our way regarding the Musashi. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say, there's a reason when we do these videos, us community contributors, when we get these ships and we test these ships, there's a reason that we put work in progress on all our videos. And the reason for that is obvious. They're work in progresses. But what that really means is that they are subject to change at any time at the whim of wargaming for absolutely no reason, but usually there's really good reasons for it. And because of that, it's very good for us to behoove that warning, because we don't know if a ship's going to change or not when we do our little previews of them. Such is the case with the Musashi, and I could not be any more delighted than I am right now. I am very, very pleased with these very, very last second changes with the Musashi, and I think you as a community are going to be very, very pleased with these as well. So what happened? What exactly happened with the Musashi? Well, a long time ago, not so long ago, but a rumor came out that the Musashi was going to come in at about 920,000 free XP. Now, that is not cheap at all, considering that the Missouri, a very phenomenal ship that prints mad credits, is only 750,000 free XP to purchase. The Musashi, obviously, is going to be the replacement for the Missouri. A lot of people were up in arms about that, especially when during our previews it came out that the Musashi was not quite the credit printer that the Missouri was. It led people to question why they should purchase the Musashi, especially when, as some community contributors pointed out, you can basically free XP all the way up to the Yamato on the IJN battleship line for roughly the same amount of XP, right around that 900,000 free XP. Personally, I would never spend free XP to go up a line, a tech tree line of ships that you can basically get for free. It's much better to save that stuff for when you really need it, such as the case with the Missouri and potentially the Musashi. So those of you that do that, I've got nothing against that. It's your free XP. Do whatever you want with it. However, I will say right now, the game has changed. The game has changed with the Musashi. And I will tell you right now that the Musashi, in my opinion, with the current changes, is a must-buy. It's a must-buy. And what changes am I talking about? First, what I mentioned, the free XP cost, that's 750,000 free XP. Based on that price alone, it is a must-buy. Again, because in my preview, like I said, you're basically buying a tier 10 ship at tier 9. But that's not all. The rumored buff that was going to happen, but wasn't going to happen, but really now is going to happen, has happened. And that kind of sounded like Jack Sparrow right there, if that made any sense at all. But the rumor was that it was going to get buffed to a 30-second reload. And for a time there, it looked like that might not have happened. There was a little bit of miscommunication between Wargaming and us community contributors, but last second it came out, as soon as the embargo was lifted, that it would have the 30-second reload buff. That's phenomenal. That is awesome right there. And that is why this, in my opinion, is a must-buy. Basically, you're getting a Yamato at tier 9. You are getting a Yamato at tier 9. The only difference between this ship and the Yamato, of course, slightly different dispersion. Musashi, not quite as accurate, but it has to be that way. It just does. Secondary's not quite as good, and the anti-aircraft, not quite as good. You still get that generous, ultra-large hit pool. You still get the tank, known as Musashi. You still get those giant 460mm guns. And again, all for the price of 750,000 free XP. Now, is this ship going to print credits like the Missouri? No, absolutely not. That was the thing about the Missouri, and I think that's the reason why the Missouri is going to be no longer for purchase with free XP. I honestly think that Wargaming probably put the price just a little too low on the ship. Anytime you can make 1.5 million credits in a round, especially when you slap on Gamescom camo and the Wyvern flags, it just made the ship OP in the department of credit making. But that is not the case anymore. The Musashi is going to be your new free XP ship, and the funny thing is we don't know why this decision was made. You know, it's quite possible that Wargaming was just kind of sitting in the shadows, watching and listening, and seeing the reaction to that 920,000 free XP cost. That might have been the original cost. We don't know. But the bottom line is, Wargaming saw the outcry, and maybe they changed it to 750,000 free XP. Maybe that's what the cost was all along, and somewhere along the line, we got the wrong information and put out the wrong information. Don't know, doesn't matter, no skin off my back, I don't care. You know, that's why I label my videos work in progress, and warn you all that things are subject to change. And as you've seen here, things have changed, and they've changed for the much better. So, there you have it, guys. Musashi coming out with those awesome guns, generous hit pool at tier 9 for the price of 750,000 free XP. In my opinion, this is a good deal now. 920,000 free XP with no reload buff, yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, it's not a good idea. I wouldn't take it. However, now at 750,000 free XP with the reload buff, putting it right down to yammy specs, definitely go for it. I think it's a good deal. And honestly, it's still going to outproduce credits of any other ship in Tier 9. Any other non-premium ship, that is. It'll never beat the Missouri. But on top of that, it's also going to accrue free XP. It's going to accrue regular XP at a much higher rate than in-tier counterparts as well. Save maybe the Missouri as well. Yeah. Go forth and purchase this ship with no reservations. With the recent changes, I totally think it's worth it. You know, you're basically getting a Yami at tier 9. Again, guys, this was a last-second change. This came to us right as the embargo lifted. Some of you might be aware of this already. Some of you might not. Again, with everything we do, it's a work in progress when these ships come to us. So, you gotta heed that. Sometimes these changes get to us a little early and we're able to react to it. And sometimes, like in the case of this, it comes to us at last second. I don't blame Wargaming for that, especially in a situation like this where they might have made a ship cheaper than it was. I don't begrudge Wargaming for that. I've got no problem with this. Anytime they make a ship better last second, and I have to go out and tell you guys, hey, everything I said before during that work in progress video was somewhat wrong, things are different now, I got no problem with that because I love being the bearer of good news. And this, in my opinion, is good news. Anyhow, guys, that's all I got to say about this. Go out and get your Musashis when they come out. Especially now that you've got these beautiful camos that I predicted would come out, these high school fleet camos. So looking forward to seeing how to get those, whether they're missions or whatever else. Fun times ahead. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out.